I am 74 years old. I need to tell you something you probably don't want to hear. Working hard didn't make me a bad father. Don't wait until it's too late to understand this. Because I spent 42 years believing I was doing the right thing. And today, the phone no longer rings.
My name is Richard Miller. I am 74 years old. I live in Plano, Texas, in a 4-bedroom house that now feels far too big, especially at night, when every sound echoes longer than it should. The guest rooms are clean, untouched. The closets are full of things no one asks for anymore. For most of my life, I was a chief financial officer at a logistics company in Dallas. Good salary, health insurance, annual bonuses, stock options. The kind of job people admire when they hear about it. The kind of job relatives mention proudly when introducing you to others, as if my title explained who I was as a man. I wore suits 5 days a week, left the house before sunrise, coffee burning my tongue, briefcase in hand. Came back after dinner when the lights were already off in the kids' rooms and the house felt like it had moved on without me. I married Susan in 1976 when I was 24 years old. She had a laugh you could hear across a room, the kind that made other people smile even if they didn't know the joke. She believed in me before I believed in myself. We had 2 children, Mark, born in 1980, and Emily, born in 1983. If you had asked me back then what kind of father I wanted to be, I would have said a responsible one. I worked hard. There was always food on the table. There was always a roof over our heads. Vacations once a year. College funds started early. Emergency savings. Life insurance. All the boxes checked. But I confused providing with being present. And that mistake doesn't show up right away. It doesn't announce itself. It settles in quietly, in empty chairs, in unanswered questions, in moments you assume you'll get back later. And when you finally see it clearly, it's already permanent. The moment that changed everything happened when I was 71, in April 2023. I was sitting alone in the kitchen on a Tuesday night. Susan had been gone for 4 years by then. The house was too quiet, the kind of quiet that presses against your ears and makes you aware of your own breathing. I remember the sound of the refrigerator, that constant hum you only notice when no one else is around. I opened the mail, bills, ads, credit card offers I didn't need, and one plain white envelope. It was a wedding invitation from my daughter Emily. She didn't call me first. She didn't text me. Just a formal invitation, like I was an old coworker or a distant relative she felt obligated to include. I read the date. I read the address in Portland, Oregon. And then I noticed something that tightened my chest and made my hands pause midair. At the bottom it said, "Intimate ceremony, limited seating." I sat down at the table and read it again, slowly, as if the words might change if I stared at them long enough. I wasn't sure if they really wanted me there, or if they were simply being polite. And in that moment, without even realizing it, I thought, I'll talk to her later. Do you see the pattern? Later, that word followed me my entire life. Let me take you back. In 1987, I was 35 years old. Mark was 7. He played baseball in a little league in Richardson, Texas. His uniform was too big, his cap always slipping down over his eyes. One Saturday morning, Susan stood in the doorway while I was tying my tie. She said, "Richard, today is his first game." I glanced at my watch. I had a meeting with clients downtown, one that I told myself I couldn't miss. I said, "Just this year. I'll go next year." I didn't go. He stood on first base, helmet too big for his head, looking into the stands, searching faces. Susan told me later he kept glancing toward the parking lot. I wasn't there. That night, he told me about it while I sat on the couch scrolling through emails. He talked fast, excited, replaying every detail. I nodded. I said, "That's great, buddy." I don't remember what I replied after that. I do remember the vibration of my phone in my hand. In 1995, I was 43. Emily was 12. She was in a school play. She stood in the hallway holding the paper with both hands and said, "Dad, I only have one line." Her voice wasn't demanding. It was hopeful. I remember smiling and saying, "I'll try." That night there was a corporate dinner, important clients, expectations. I told her, "We'll celebrate later, okay?" When I got home, the house was dark. She was already asleep. On the kitchen table was the program from the play. Her name was underlined in pencil, carefully, like she had gone over it more than once to make sure it stood out. I put it in a drawer. I told myself I'd keep it safe. I never opened it again. In 2003, I was 51. It was Susan's 50th birthday. She didn't ask for a party. She didn't ask for gifts. She said, "I just want you to be present, nothing else." A week before, my boss offered me a work trip to Chicago. I said yes without thinking, like it was a reflex. I told Susan, "It's temporary, I have time." That night, she blew out the candles alone. When I came back, the cake was already in the trash. She hugged me, but it felt different. Shorter. Polite. That was the first time she looked at me like she didn't need me anymore. For decades, I repeated the same phrases. "When this project is done, just one more year. I'm doing this for them. Later." Do you know what's ironic? They did have time. They were home. They were waiting. The one who wasn't there was me. The final blow came in October 2023. I attended Emily's wedding. I wore my best suit, stood awkwardly at the edge of conversations, unsure where I fit. I smiled for photos, but no one asked me to step closer. I sat in the third row, not the first. During the reception, I walked past a table filled with framed family photos. A timeline of her childhood laid out neatly. Birthdays, vacations, Christmas mornings. In almost none of them was I there. And then I saw one photo. Emily, 8 years old, holding a piano trophy. Susan was beside her. Mark, too. I had been cut out of the picture. Literally. Someone had folded the photo so I wouldn't appear. I stared at it longer than I should have. My chest tightened. My hands started to shake. I felt a hollow drop in my stomach, like the air had been pulled out of me. I did the math right there. I worked 42 years. 42 years of missed dinners. 42 years of unanswered questions. 42 years of later. 42 years of choosing meetings over moments. And now I had fewer years left than the ones I had already wasted. If I could go back and talk to my 35-year-old self, this is what I would say. The job will always ask for more. Your children won't. I said yes to bosses who no longer remember my name, and later to kids who still remember me, just not warmly. Don't confuse love with provision. I paid for college. I paid for braces. I paid for cars. But I wasn't there when they needed reassurance. I wasn't there when they needed to feel chosen. Absence accumulates. It's not one missed game. It's not one missed dinner. It's a pattern, and patterns become identity. Don't wait until they stop complaining. Silence isn't peace, it's resignation. Success doesn't hold you when you grow old. People do, or at least they should. Today I am 74 years old. I talk to Mark 2 or 3 times a year. Short calls, polite, safe topics, weather, work, holidays. Emily texts me at Christmas, sometimes on my birthday. Susan died in 2019 after 43 years of marriage. In the hospital, she held my hand and said, "I wish you had been around more." That was it. No anger, no yelling, just truth. I have a good pension, I have a paid-off house, I have time, but I no longer have the people who wanted to spend it with me. I accept my responsibility, but there are days when the silence weighs more than any workday ever did. So let me ask you something directly. Who is paying the price today for your "I'm busy"? Who are you promising a later that may never come? Don't wait until your children stop calling to realize you failed. Because when the phone stops ringing, it's not because they don't have time. It's because they learned how to live without you. If there's one thing I want you to remember from me, it's this. Work fills your bank account. Presence fills your life. And when you get old, only one of those truly matters. If you found something valuable in what I shared today, I'd appreciate it if you pressed the subscribe button and left a comment. Tell me who is the person you don't want to lose because you're too busy. I read every comment and I would love to hear your stories. Thank you for listening.